Let me tell you about what happened to me later last year. And I mean later by after August or so forth. I was watching either Demolition Ranch or Off the Ranch. It was that guy and it was with guns. So I think it was Demolition Ranch, but I really don't remember. I had fallen asleep and I left my video on automatic, which means it will replay one video after another. I woke up to another YouTube channel on hours later, with of course another video. I wasn't impressed by it very much. It wasn't as in-depth or as much fun. But I decided to look into the comment sections and realize the person writing the comments was threatening a mass shooting of some sort. I looked the guy up on the internet and I started to do some sleuthing of my own. On his Facebook page, he had a picture that was quite threatening. It was the type of pose that made you take notice. I read his Facebook stuff and I tried to write this guy. But I think I tried to write him on his YouTube page, not on his Facebook page. But I could have done both. I don't totally remember. I also wrote to the owner of the YouTube page, asked him help to contact the FBI in Florida and try to figure out, what was going to happen. If he was really, to try to see if he thought he was going to be a shooter or not. I believe it was a school shooter, but it might just been shooter. I don't totally remember. The YouTuber seemed unmoved, and he seemed not to believe that there was really a way this guy would really kill anybody. He had probably been too used to seeing this kind of stuff on the internet. But because of my experience, I wondered if the commenter was being messed with like I was. From what he wrote on YouTube and Facebook, and how he wrote it, I fully believed he could and would carry out his acts. Next, I decided to look up the FBI in Florida. I either contacted them through email, call, or social media. I don't remember which one, to be honest with you. I wanted to call. I remember getting the phone number. And I remember sitting there and being so stressed out because of what I've gone through. I have a hard time dealing with stress like I never have before. So if I did call, it would have been late at night. Specifically like at 11 or really late at night because I wouldn't want to actually contact someone and talk to them about it. And I might be really stumbling over my words, or maybe not. Depends on how bad I felt when I started talking. So hopefully, there's a phone call, but it may have been text from my phone, or it may have also been an email. I don't remember. All the posts that I had on this guy's website, or the YouTube page, underneath the threatening shooter commenter, started getting warning signs on them saying, delete this, da-da-da-da. And they started saying things kind of threatening me, or writing things in sort of a threatening type manner, or at least I felt that. Maybe it was my point of view, but they were asking me to delete this, like it was important to delete this for some reason. So I felt obliged to delete it. I really don't know how to explain why, but I felt like maybe, they're gonna try to set this kid up or something, or maybe I'm getting in the way. I don't know. I just hope this was someone coming and gonna eventually jail this kid or something, or at least find out who he was. But then he warned me to stop talking or stop contacting the kid, kind of, and I thought, that's odd. But then again, that also could be because it was a police officer or the FBI or somebody I hope that would actually want to stop a school shooting or a shooter. Then the commenter that was telling me to stop commenting and stop putting stuff on the page asked me if I had recorded or took pictures or did screenshots of any of the stuff that I had said or done or anything like that. And I said no. Not thinking that maybe that's exactly what they wanted to hear, or maybe if I did, I'd be in more danger. I didn't want anything to do with it. I'm like, no. Because I didn't want my harassment to go after this kid, or this adult, or whatever, whoever threatened, to go after this, this commenter. I was hoping the harassment would stay with me, because I assumed at this point this was harassment directed at me. Just because I've been through stuff like this before, so I thought that this would only pertain to me. Then the YouTube commenter, wrote back that no one's ever going to believe you now. Now this could have been on Twitter or another one of my, let's say social media contacts or some other way, message board maybe, or message maybe. But it's like, but it was on something. And I'm like, oh, holy cow. So I was wondering if the harassing attack was just a mess with my head, like many harassing attacks have been, and they were trying to get me to think that they were going to make him sort of a shooter or try to push him off the edge, or if this was a way to make me look crazy or unhinged by trying to say he's a shooter and so forth, that kind of thing. So I didn't know what to do after that, because sometimes they try to act like they're really going to do something, and then not, and it makes you look like you're overreacting or it's not happening. But then the other times they actually will follow through, and you don't know which time it is. But I hoped I had alleviated at least my influence over what would happen. Now I know most people would have probably recorded what happened, but you have not lived the life I have. I just wanted the harassment to stop, and like I said, I hoped that my extreme attack wouldn't connect to this young man or whatever. I've had this kind of experience before, where I've been harassed off the internet by people who are just on the internet for a short period of time. Like they've been active for 3 weeks and they're highlighted, like they're a top commenter, and I'm like, you've been active for 3 weeks. How are you a top commenter? How do you get that status? So I never understood if someone hacked the system, became a top commenter, and then was harassing certain deserving people, like they're doing it for organized crime, or they're doing it for certain people in the government, or whatever. I honestly don't know. That possibility is out there. So, just so you know. The next year, on February 14th, a shooter walked into a school at Parkland. He had the same last name as the guy on the Facebook page, and I think even the same first name. It could have been Nick or Nicholas, but I don't totally remember. But he had the same... The pic that was shown in the media of him, I think, looking very threatening, was the same pic I saw on the Facebook page. And they said it was on the Facebook page after I said, oh, that's that Facebook pic. And so I kind of knew I had registered that was a Facebook pic before the media even said it was. And I was like, wow. Okay. I realized that was the picture I saw. It was just exactly. Later that year, my computer had a virus. And I had to reapply Microsoft 10 from scratch. It had completely deleted everything on my computer. I couldn't find anything. Now, Owen Benjamin is talking about false flags, and the Parkland shooting is a false flag. I think this could be considered a false flag, but here's the kicker. Was he being harassed to be broken and I noticed it and those wanting to break him wanted to silence me, to break him, so they messed with me and pushed me away? Or did the harassment around me figure out my contact with him? They could prove how strong and powerful they were by breaking him and forcing me to say, yes, I should stop talking about this, and I should just stand in line and not push this. And the reason why they would do that is not only to show how powerful they were, but also if I could predict a shooter's actions before he shot someone, then I have some understanding of that type of harassment, which means that I truly have been harassed. It kind of proves the harassment that I've been through. If I can look at someone else being harassed, say that person's going to break, and he breaks and does that. It kind of proves that I'm telling the truth about what I've been through. Hopefully, I'm going to try to record more this week, more stories of what I've been through. But I do believe this is a false flag, and I also do believe that this could be multiple things. I don't think we need to pigeonhole this. This could be organized crime, because that has harassed me. This could be government officials, because they have harassed me. Or this could also be individual people who are willing to pay organized crime. This could be a myriad of things. Let's just say I have a lot of enemies, and I got them all around the same time. So it's kind of hard for me to pick one from the other. Anyway, I thank you very much, and I hope this video finds you, or probably more audio, really, finds you well. Bye.